Hello, this is Bishop William Koenig. Welcome to Catholic Forum, a weekly presentation of the Office of Communication of the Diocese of Wilmington. Now, here is your host, Bob Krebs.
Thanks, Bishop. Just south of Newark, Delaware, is a village made up of 108 one-bedroom rental apartments for persons age 62 plus and those 18 plus with a disability that qualify as low income. On this episode of Catholic Forum, after a news update from the Dialog, we'll learn about Catholic Charities Marydale Retirement Village, when Stephanie Kelton will talk with Marydale Program Manager Esther Lovlie and Marydale resident Elizabeth Campbell. We'll learn what makes Marydale so special when Esther Lovlie and Elizabeth Campbell are the guests on this edition of Catholic Forum. I hope you find today's program informative and inspirational. Now the news.
Thank you, Bob Krebs. With news for the Catholic community of Delaware, Maryland's Eastern Shore, and beyond, I am Joseph P. Owens, editor of the Dialog. The mission of Salesianum School in Wilmington is to develop the whole person, according to school president Tom Kardish. Part of that, he said, in addition to providing an education, brotherhood, spiritual development, and a supportive community, is a strong support system for holistic health. Salesianum bolstered its commitment to that final point during a January 9th ceremony to dedicate the Hynansky Wellness Center, created thanks to a landmark gift from John Hynansky and Lexi Hynansky-Vadas, in honor of Nicholas Vadas, a 2023 Salesianum graduate. The center, located between the school cafeteria and the athletics offices and locker rooms, provides a space for students and teachers to receive mental health assistance. The center houses the school's 3 full-time and 2 part-time counselors, a space for telehealth services, and an informal gathering space known as Sean's Room. Salesianum becomes the latest school to add a Sean's Room, named after Sean Locke, a St. Mark's High School graduate who took his own life in 2018. That area will be used for peer counseling, group meetings, and other programs connected to Salesianum's overall wellness efforts, according to the school. Hynansky-Vadas said her son Nicholas struggled with his mental health while a student at Salesianum during the COVID pandemic. Nicholas began as a freshman at Salesianum, transferred out for his sophomore year, but returned for his final 2 years of high school. Hynansky-Vadas said she had family members, including her children, struggle with mental health, so she wanted to make a gift to the school that would go toward those resources. The school was so supportive of my son when he was going through a difficult time, she said in an interview. I don't think he would be the kid he is today had he not come back to Salesianum and had the support systems they have here. I wanted them to have a space that was safe and bigger. That was most important for me as a legacy for what the school did for my son. Bishop Koenig invites all married couples in the Diocese of Wilmington to the annual Wedding Anniversary Mass, which will be celebrated February 9th at 1 p.m. at St. Margaret of Scotland Church, 2431 Fraser Road, Newark. The Mass coincides with National Marriage Week, which is February 7th to 14th. Those couples marking significant anniversaries, 5-year increments, starting with 5 years, and any anniversary beyond 50 years will receive a special certificate from the bishop. Reservations are required by February 4th, no matter what anniversary it is. For more information, contact the Office for Marriage and Family Life at 302-295-0657 or omfl@cdow.org. This one's for you, Bob. Mount Aviat Academy will hold its annual Cream Puff Day on February 7th, and the popular treats, a specialty of the Oblate Sisters of St. Francis, are available for pre-order until they sell out. And believe me, they sell out. Cream puffs are 6 for $18 or 12 for $36. They must be picked up at Mount Aviat Gymnasium, 399 Childs, Maryland, between 8 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. on February 7th. All orders must be prepaid. Delivery is available for large orders in Newark and Elkton. For more information, contact Mount Aviat Academy at 410-398-2206. And don't forget, for up-to-the-minute news, visit thedialog.org and pick up a copy of the Dialog newspaper in the Catholic churches and schools in the Diocese of Wilmington. For Catholic Forum, I'm Joseph P. Owens, editor of the Dialog.
Welcome to Catholic Forum. I'm Stephanie Kelton, the Fund Development and Public Relations Manager in the Development Office. Today I'm speaking with our friends from Marydale Retirement Village in Newark, Delaware. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
It's so nice to be here with you. So, Esther Lovlie, you are the administrator for Marydale Retirement Village.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about your professional background and how you ended up working at Marydale.
I like to say instead of a professional background, it's a God's journey. I think everybody has a God's journey, which is never a direct path. God decides what the path is going to be. So I've had a very varied past that's gotten me to Marydale, but each step of the way has led me to be where I am now. I started out in music. My degree, I'm a bachelor's of music in applied voice. I'm actually a trained opera singer.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, see, we all have these journeys, but the music has been woven throughout my whole journey to date. I've actually had the honor of singing for Bishop when he came to visit Marydale last Christmas when he performed Mass. And so how it started was when I was in college, I would go to senior centers to perform, to hone my craft. So that was my first experience with seniors, and I loved it because I loved all the stories they had to tell. Everybody has their own story to tell. So that was that. And then, you know, when you're pursuing a music career, I went into the restaurant industry because I had to have flexibility. So I became a manager at one point, and like I said, everything, learned the whole trade. And then I was hired at Trinity Episcopal Church to be a section leader. So when I was there, they said, you have this wonderful way with seniors. We have the TAT program, which was Thursdays at Trinity, which had been going on for over 100 years. So I took over that and was the director of that for a while. Kept pursuing my career and kept saying to God, you know, am I really supposed to be on this path? And so at one point, I was in New York and I was a finalist for Cats to be the white fluffy cat to go to Germany. Didn't make the final cut, but 2 weeks later I met my husband. So there's part of that journey.
Yes.
Then I went into sales in hotels for a while. Finally became the director of sales for the Greater Wilmington Convention and Visitors Bureau for about 5 to 7 years. Then God nudged me in another direction. I live in historic Newcastle, and so I had my own business for 10 years. We opened up the coffee shop with an artisan, because I should say the menagerie of artisans, because they were going to sell the building and make it go residential, which would have cut the commercial district right in half. So that was the reason that I did that. Then came back, went to Hillside, where I was director of recreational activities, which then finally led me to Marydale. But along the way, the music, as I said, has really woven itself. When I was in the hotel industry, didn't even know how I sang, right? But the person who, Bon Jovi was the owner of the Wings. Oh. So on the inaugural, they asked me to come and sing the national anthem because the person got sick or something. So I had that. I've sang for the Northern Lights of Life twice because I'm a breast cancer survivor. I was able to sing the national anthem for the inaugural 5K run with Carla Markel because she's also a breast cancer survivor for Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition. So there's my long weaving story.
Wow, nice.
And I love coming to Marydale because we have these wonderful residents who all have these wonderful stories.
So it's exciting to hear your journey. You have had a lot of leadership roles, and it's interesting to hear how your work with seniors has been interwoven throughout your life. And hopefully now you're able to bring your gift of music to them. And I will keep you in mind for the future if we need any musical performers at any of our events. So that gave me an idea. So tell me a little bit about Marydale Village and what services are provided and who's eligible and all that good stuff.
Well, Marydale is a 108-unit community. They're all little cottages. We're a 2028 tax credit blended property. 2028 means we're Section 8, but specifically geared to senior citizens 62 and above, and those with disabilities age 18 plus.
Right.
The services that we provide are whatever is needed.
Right.
Learn how to do Medicaid applications, Medicare applications. We work very closely with LIHEAP to make sure the low income energy program is available. We take care of that for all our seniors. We have a food pantry. We are in relationship with City Fair. So there is a lunch that's served 3 days a week.
Well, you also have you have pet-friendly apartments, right?
We
and
do.
you have activities on
We
site.
do.
For the
We have a
residents?
community center with chock full of activities.
Yes.
And I know when I've been there before, I've seen gardens, so your residents have an opportunity to plant their own gardens.
We do. We have a community garden, and we're very thankful to Kathy Weaver, my predecessor,
Yes.
who's amazing. That I was wonderful to serve under her and learn so much. But she also was very instrumental in getting the master gardeners from the University of Delaware to come and help us build this community garden, which is providing additional source of food for our residents.
And every resident has their own entrance and exit.
Yes.
The apartments the house comes with all appliances and wall-to-wall carpeting.
Yes.
And a bedroom. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Very nice apartments.
Very nice.
Yes.
So, Elizabeth, how long have you been a resident at
I've
Marydale?
only been a resident for just about a year.
Okay.
But I was on the list for a long time.
So, Elizabeth Campbell, a resident at Marydale Retirement
Yes.
Village. Tell us a little bit about your story and
Well, my story, I guess,
what your background
started
is.
in 2001. My dad passed away. I was in my own apartment. My mother didn't want to go live with anyone else, so I was elected to live with her. And we were together for about 15, 16 years, and it was very nice. You know, I had my own place, and everything's very nice. But then she got a little bit older, and she had to go into assisted living, and then it hit me. I had no place to go because we had to sell her place to help with the financing. So then my brother, my very good brother, said, you come live with me. He lived right in the area. So really I was living with someone else for 20-some years. And you kind of lose your little independence and your privacy, and my family didn't come visit that much because we lived in Smyrna there. We moved to Smyrna. And it was like 30 miles,
right.
But it was a nice drive for me. I don't mind driving, and I came back and forth. I worked a couple of hours a week. And but then finally, I was driving past on Salem Church Road. I used to drive that road a lot, and I'd see Marydale Senior Living, and I'm thinking, wonder what that is. And I knew what Little Sisters of the Poor was.
Right.
So
And
one
that's
day
right
I
next
stopped.
door.
I just stopped, and I drove through, and I saw the community center, and I thought, I'm going to stop in. I need a place for me, and me only. So I stopped in, and I spoke to someone in the office, and I think this was either 2018 or 2019. So we made an appointment. I brought everything that I needed, and I was put on the list. And then, of course, this went by and that went by, and COVID came, and things were a little rough. Everything was closed.
Yes.
And I was called a couple of times, but my income was just a tiny bit higher at the time because I was working more hours.
And
Retired,
eligibility
but still
is
working.
based on income
Yes.
qualifications.
Yes.
Yes, and age and a couple of other
But
things.
then in 2023, I got the call. And I had listed that I could take either a first or second floor apartment. And they said, are you still available for a second floor? And I said, absolutely. So we made an appointment. I got everything I needed to bring, did a walkthrough. It took me 30 seconds to make up my mind. The apartment is very nice, very nice.
What do you like most about the apartment?
I like the size of the apartment. I like the quiet, safe. I met a lot of friends my own age. It's hard to find.
Yes.
And we get along very well, and we visit each other. And the apartments are nice size. They're just really nice, comfortable, very comfortable.
So there's a real sense of community there.
Yes, there is. And
That has
it's just security,
Yes.
independence, just what we need.
Exactly.
Instead of depending on someone else, you depend on yourself. Very nice. So I'm able to take a second floor, which I like, and I hope I can do that for several years because I like my apartment. I don't want to move.
And so to be eligible to live there, you must be able to live independently.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And I still work until the
You
end
still
of this
work?
I
month.
wanted you to ask her that.
Oh, so tell me more about your story. So you said you walked in and it took you 30 seconds to say yes,
Yes, I
to the
would love
offer
to live here.
to live there.
So I filled out all the necessary papers and made an appointment and brought all the necessary things that I needed to bring to prove my income and everything. And I thought this is a perfect opportunity for me. It'd been a lot of years. I miss being on my own.
Okay.
I love the independence. I love being able to just jump in my car and go anywhere I want to go, without, I'll be back in an hour. I'll be back in 2 hours. I just go.
You just go.
That's it. I just go.
And where do you like to go? You mentioned working, or Esther mentioned working.
I do. I work part-time in a doctor's office.
One.
But I like to shop. I just like to go to the mall. I like visiting. And most of all, my family loves my apartment.
Really?
I have 2 adult grandchildren to come over quite often for pizza night. They always bring pizza.
How nice.
They bring their boyfriends and their girlfriends, and we sit there and talk and laugh for a couple of hours. I didn't have that before. And my daughter, she comes over quite often. We go out shopping or wherever, My sister. So I have a lot of company, and I didn't have that before. And I enjoy it because it's my place. And they all love my apartment. I moved in with a bedroom set. That's all I had. So for a couple of months, I had folding tables and folding chairs. And little by little, I went shopping and had to measure the furniture because of the second floor. And I wanted to make sure the couch and everything would fit. Got it furnished, and it's very nice, isn't it?
I got to see it yesterday. It's wonderful.
Yes, very
It's a
nice.
wonderful job.
And I enjoy it because it's all mine.
And you have a place to bond with your family and
Absolutely.
to maintain those
My family's
generational
there quite
ties.
often, and I really
with your
enjoy
children
them.
and grandchildren.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. They're my pride and joy right there. 2 of them. Yeah. And they like being with me, which I really love.
Yes.
Because
It's nice to
it's
have the
hard
company.
for an older person,
Yes. Do you find that some of your friends at Marydale struggle with loneliness
Yes. And I feel
or isolation?
really, really bad for them because their family doesn't live in the area or they don't have family. And so that keeps us together.
The friendships
The
keep you
friendship
strong.
keeps us together. We text each other and call
Right.
each other, go down and have coffee, and not too many can come up to my apartment,
Right.
but I go
But you
to
have
theirs.
you have the community gathering room at
Yes,
Marydale where you
yes,
have
we do.
you can have meals together and you have the food distribution and
Yes.
I know when we were there recently for another visit you had the knitting circle there
We
and
do, and they knit. It's called Just Show Up.
we'll just
teach
show
you.
up, we'll teach you, right?
And so they've knitted over 1,000 hats and scarves
That's
for
what I
the
heard,
Salvation
yeah.
Army. It's wonderful. it brings everybody out, brings them together. There's a social aspect, but also
Right.
because they're giving of themselves. It's
Yes.
always the best medicine. So it's wonderful. And we have a family, a Latino family that comes. They come with their children. They've heard about this, so they come and joined us. There's a lady, because my mother comes and actually does this as
I
well.
met your mother.
Yeah,
That's right. I met your mother.
A tour de force, right? But she lives in the apartment upstairs from my mother, and she's kind of isolated. She's a younger lady, so now she had always wanted to learn how to knit. And so they do it on these looms, which makes it very easy. So anybody can do it. So there is this real social aspect on Fridays. It's wonderful to hear the community center full of voices and laughter. And they have coffee, and there's, donuts or, little edibles or whatever they need. So that's been very successful. And I also have to do a shout out to St. Margaret of Scotland, who provides, they call Tuesdays Together, so twice a month, they provide an evening meal, which brings the residents out,
Nice.
which is great.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
it's a
for
lot of
those
fun.
for those who don't have cars or don't drive, you have the Marydale van, which can transport people to residents to medical appointments or to the store if they need to purchase some groceries.
Yes, it usually goes
Things
out
like
on
that.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I think we're going to have a new van driver that's going to be added, a volunteer that I've just spoke with him yesterday, so he's coming for a meeting on Monday, and so we're really excited about that, to be able to open up more opportunities for the residents to be able to travel to different places.
And I know we have had other groups volunteer at Marydale to help with everyday chores and maybe outdoor spring cleanup and things like that.
That's Lori's Hands. Another shout out to them. They are wonderful. St. Mark's High School, wonderful. They were just, we did a volunteer appreciation luncheon, and about 8 or 10 St. Mark's kids came. It was wonderful, and they're actually going to come up to the Tuesdays Together to do some karaoke with the residents.
My grandchildren
Sounds
went
like
to St.
fun.
Mark's.
Oh, they did.
Yes,
Oh,
they did.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have an affiliation
I
for
have a
the
little
Diocese of
affiliation
Wilmington,
with
too.
them, yes.
And I
But,
believe the University of Notre Dame Delaware chapter has been there a few times, too, to help out.
Yes, they
Yes.
have. Yes. It's been wonderful. The volunteers that come and the outpouring and how they interact with our residents, it's a real treat. It's a real treat.
I don't get to interact a whole lot because I still work a little bit.
She's still
you know.
working?
I've
Yes.
only been there a year, so I
Okay.
don't really know a lot about it.
Right.
But little by little, we go to the dinners, and St. Margaret's has there, and they're very nice. We have our own little groups that sit in certain tables, and
Fun.
we have fun. Yeah,
What are
it's
some
nice
of the,
having friends?
It's nice having friends
It
so
is.
so close by, especially,
Exactly.
for anyone, it's nice to have friends. Yeah.
Yeah, it is just very nice, especially around your own age, because you like the same things and
Yes.
dislike the same things. It's a lot of fun. It really
And our staff jumps in. Good
Yes.
old Dan, who drove the bus
Yes,
to get us here
yes.
today, but
Another
he
great
jumps
staff.
in.
Thanks for Dan.
Elizabeth, what's a typical day for you? And maybe you could talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you face.
Well, in the beginning, being alone was a little bit of a challenge because I hadn't been that way for a long time. But as far as other challenges, I haven't met any yet.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm okay.
Good.
And as far as a typical day, when I get up, I just decide what I want to do and I do it. So
Fun.
I don't have a routine
Yes.
except for my mornings that I work. And that's Tuesday and Thursday mornings. But then that's going to go away. So I'm going to have to get another routine. So
Well,
something
it's
else
nice to
keep me
see that
busy.
you're so happy and you sound like you're content with your
Oh, I am.
lifestyle,
I am
and
very
I'm glad to
content
hear
with
things
my
are going
lifestyle,
so
and
well
I love
for
my
you.
apartment. And it's just a very nice community.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to describe, but you just feel very comfortable there.
Yeah.
And like you belong there.
You belong.
Yeah, you actually belong there, and you walk outside and you see your friends and neighbors and talk and walk to your car. And before you get in your car, you have to go in their house because their house is right in front of your car. And then you chit-chat a little bit, and it's just very nice, especially for someone my age. You don't...
Which I asked her, would you tell everybody your age?
I'm 83.
Wow.
She's still working.
Yes, I'm 83.
Well, you look beautiful
Thank
and
you.
you sound
Thank you
very
so
strong
much.
and healthy. So
I am,
kudos
thank
to you.
God.
What's your secret?
My mom. And
Your
my
mom.
grandmother.
Okay.
My grandmother was 105 when she passed. And my mom was 102.
I've heard
Almost.
some people say just
Yes.
keep going. The secret
She
is to
was
just
very
keep going.
Vibrant. And I
Yeah.
was telling Esther in the car, I said, my mom lost a little bit of her independence at 95. She gave up driving.
At 95.
And she was a good driver at 95. And she kind of went into a little, I said, Mom, don't do that. Come on. I live here. Let's go here. Let's go there. So we did things.
Yes.
But 95, yeah. So
Nice.
that's my genes.
That's
So
your genes.
I thank God and I thank my genes. So I'm
Good.
good.
Esther, what aspects of Marydale's program help residents maintain independence and live happy, productive lives?
I think the fact that we do have the community center, we're offering resident services. We try to have everybody continue to age in place safely for as long as they can. Even though we're an independent living community, we do have aides that come in that become a part of our community. They come to some of the events that we have, and we welcome them because it takes a village, right?
Village, yes, it does.
takes a village,
Yes.
and we are a village for sure. I think what makes us so different is that we are a Section 8 and people have a vision of what that is. And when Catholic Charities USA came, that was their first comment. You would never know this is Section 8.
No.
So I think it's because we provide all those additional services. We maintain the units in a certain way. As I've said to all the applicants that come in, it was your income level that got you here, but it doesn't define you,
Right.
not at Marydale.
Right.
We want you to blossom into whatever you want to be, and that is the ministry side, which makes us so unique and so different. And we hope to duplicate that, right?
The thing is, it's affordable.
Yes.
And it affords you to do other things.
Yes.
You don't have to just stay there in your apartment.
And it's for men and women.
Men and women.
Men
Men and
women.
women, and we have
A
our
shout out to the office, the maintenance.
Oh,
you
yes.
always know that someone is there during the day if you need anything. And that's a relief because sometimes you don't have family that is close by that can help you. And
Right.
some people that I do know that, and they need help with other things, just putting light bulbs in and things
Sure.
like that.
That is
So
good to know.
It is. It's very good to know that all you have to do is pick up the telephone.
Yeah.
So yes, it's very nice.
I know there is a waiting list. Talk a little bit about the waiting list.
The waiting list. Right now, we've trimmed it down. When I first came to Marydale, there was 315 on
Okay.
the waiting list. We're averaging 15 in terms of turnovers. So that was cleaning and scrubbing that list was really important because we want to be able to say a 2 to 3 year wait and
Okay.
be really
so 2
honest
to 3
about
years.
it. Yes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 years. And when does the waiting list open again?
Well, we opened it last October for 2 weeks and had to process 100 applications. So my guess is it's going to be probably October of this year before we open it another 2 weeks. and
Okay.
Then have to close it again.
The waiting list. I was
Everybody
on it for
wants
almost
to live
5
in
years, Jan.
Marydale.
They do. I mean, even people,
Yes.
it's really hard that their income won't allow them to, but they're just like, but we just want to live here. And I say, I'm
Yes.
sorry, it depends on your income.
That's good to hear, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're listening and you'd like to make a donation to Marydale House, you can do so at our website at ccwilm.org. That's Catholic Charities Marydale Retirement Village. For more information, you can go there as well and click on programs. Is there anything else that we didn't cover, ladies, that you'd like to bring up today?
No, I think you covered just about all of it.
Yes, thank you so much for having us and letting us talk
Independent
about
living
Marydale.
is-
Thank you, Esther and Elizabeth, for being here with me today on
you.
Catholic Forum.
And you can see a longer video of this interview on the Diocese of Wilmington's YouTube channel. Just search Diocese of Wilmington on YouTube. On the next Catholic Forum, we'll talk to Dr. Lisa Carzone, author of the book Sister Surgeon Soldier, The Life and Courage of Sister Deirdre Byrne, MD. Also, don't forget to like or follow us at facebook.com/Catholic Forum. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Please join us again next week for another Catholic Forum.
This is Bishop William Koenig of the Diocese of Wilmington. Thank you for listening to this edition of Catholic Forum. And may Almighty God bless you, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.